Attention, passionate Dallas Cowboys fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East, and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another championship run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and fellow Dallas Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you've noticed that the Dallas Cowboys are once again at the center of some intriguing rumors and potential moves that could reshape their season. And I am telling you, some recent developments have the potential to be game changers, especially when it comes to stacking the roster to finally get over that playoff hump and make a serious push for the Super Bowl. One of the biggest stories circulating right now involves a trade that, if it happens, could shake up the entire NFC East and give the Cowboys a serious edge in their quest for another title. Let's talk about this hypothetical blockbuster for a moment. And I want to be clear here, this is a prediction, not a confirmed report. Still, the signs point to a very real possibility that Dallas could be on the verge of acquiring a player who made waves last season with the Buffalo Bills running back James Cook. Now, Cook had his best season yet in 2024, rushing for over 280 yards and scoring 19 touchdowns, along with adding a couple of receiving touchdowns to his stat line. That kind of production, combined with his versatility in the backfield, makes him an intriguing target for a team like Dallas that's looking to bolster its rushing attack and add some much-needed explosiveness. But before we get into why this could happen, let us take a step back and analyze the current state of the Cowboys' running back room. From the outside, it looks good. Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, and rookie Jadon Blue have all been added to the mix through free agency and the NFL draft. It seems like a solid group, right? Well, not quite. Williams has struggled with consistency, dealing with injuries and performance dips which have hampered his ability to become a true lead back. Miles Sanders, who showed flashes of brilliance with the Eagles, has also experienced some decline recently, unable to replicate that 2022 form. Jadon Blue, the rookie out of Texas, has potential, but he is still raw and will need time to adapt to the NFL speed and physicality. So what the Cowboys really need is a reliable, proven back who can step in and carry the load, especially after what was a challenging 2024 season for Dak Prescott. Prescott missed a few games late in the year, and that exposed the need for a more stable ground game to take some pressure off him. A dependable running back who can grind out tough yards and be a threat in the receiving game could make all the difference. And that's where James Cook enters the picture. Now, let us talk about Cook's recent performance. The guy was sensational last year. Over 280 rushing yards and 19 touchdowns. Those are solid numbers, especially for a player who is still relatively young and developing. Not to mention, he has shown he can be a dual threat out of the backfield, adding 322 yards and 2 touchdowns as a receiver. His versatility would be a huge asset for Dak Prescott, especially as he gets back into rhythm after missing some time. With C.D. Lamb and George Pickens in the passing game, having a check-down option like Cook who can turn screens into big gains is exactly what Prescott needs to get comfortable again. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but wait, isn't Dallas already deep at running back? Well, yes, on paper, but the reality is different. Williams has yet to prove he can stay healthy and consistent. Sanders has struggled to find his groove after his peak season. And rookie Blue is a project. The Cowboys are in a win-now window, especially with a talented roster and a defense that is still among the best in the league. They need that extra spark and upgrade at running back that can help them control the clock, maintain possession, and keep defenses honest. And here is the kicker, who is the owner willing to pay what Cook is asking for. Jerry Jones, of course. If there is anyone who is willing to open the wallet to improve his team's chances of reaching the Super Bowl, it is the Cowboys owner. Jones has always been aggressive when he believes it can put his team over the top. If acquiring Cook means a shot at another Lombardi, he'll make it happen. And with the Cowboys having the assets, draft picks, cap space, and a desire to contend, this trade could be very real. Now, I also want to highlight that beyond just the numbers, Cook brings a certain mentality to the team. He is a tough runner, with good vision and the ability to make defenders miss in the open field. His explosiveness fits perfectly with the kind of offense the Cowboys want to run: fast, physical, and unpredictable. Plus, adding him alongside a healthy Dak Prescott could be a game changer. Prescott has been dealing with inconsistency, but with a solid ground game to lean on and a reliable check-down target like Cook, he can operate more comfortably and confidently. But let us not forget the bigger picture. The NFC East is as competitive as ever. The Eagles are still loaded with talent, the Giants are looking to bounce back with a new coaching staff, and Washington is always lurking with their defensive prowess. So every move counts. The Cowboys need to stack the deck in their favor, and acquiring James Cook could be that move that pushes them over the edge. Now, I want to talk a little about the implications of this potential trade. First, it would send a clear message to the rest of the league. Dallas isn't messing around. They're serious about their Super Bowl aspirations and willing to make bold moves to get there. Second, it could impact their draft strategy. Maybe they'd be more inclined to target other areas of need, knowing they already have a versatile, proven running back in Cook. And finally, it could boost the morale of the locker room, knowing that the front office is committed to winning now. Of course, nothing is certain until it is actually announced, but all signs point to Dallas being a prime landing spot for Cook if Buffalo is willing to part ways. And considering the Bills' recent contract saga with Cook, he has been outspoken about wanting top-tier money. Around $15 million per year, it is possible that Buffalo might prefer to trade him rather than lose him for nothing after the season. They've already extended other key players like Josh Allen, Rousseau, and Benford, and perhaps they see Cook as expendable if they can get a good return. And speaking of the Bills, it is worth noting that the situation has become quite tense. Cook has put his house up for sale and skipped OTAs, signaling he is ready for a change of scenery. The Bills might see a trade as the best way to avoid losing him for nothing in free agency, and Dallas could be the perfect fit. The Cowboys have the assets and the motivation to make it happen, especially if it helps them finally break through and contend for that elusive Super Bowl. Now, I want to bring it back to the fans watching. You're probably wondering, do you think this trade will actually happen? Well, it is hard to say for sure, but the signs are definitely pointing that way. The NFL is a league of moves, and in recent years, we've seen teams pull the trigger on big trades at the right moment. If Dallas wants that extra piece to push them forward, and Buffalo is willing to listen, this could become a reality sooner rather than later. And I want to remind you all this is just a prediction, but with the way things are lining up, it is a scenario worth keeping an eye on. If it does happen, it could be one of those moves that define the Cowboys' season and possibly set them up for a deep playoff run. Imagine a ground attack led by Cook, with Prescott comfortable in the pocket, and that explosive offense firing on all cylinders. That is the kind of vision that gets fans excited, and it is a scenario that could become reality. Now, moving on to some other related news, while everyone is talking about this potential move, the Cowboys are also making strategic decisions elsewhere to stay competitive. They've been aggressive in free agency, adding pieces on both sides of the ball, and they're looking to maximize their roster's potential. The coaching staff remains focused on developing young talent and making strategic in-game adjustments. But at the end of the day, the key to their success might just lie in that one bold move, acquiring James Cook and giving their offense that extra punch it has been missing. And of course, we can't forget the fans. The energy in Dallas is always high, especially when the team is making moves like these. It is a city that lives and breathes football, and every offseason the anticipation for the next big splash is palpable. If this trade goes through, it will be a major headline across the league, and it could propel the Cowboys into the conversation as serious contenders once again. So, to all the Cowboys fans out there, stay tuned. Keep your fingers crossed, because the next few weeks could bring some exciting news. And for those of you who want to be in the know about all things Dallas Cowboys, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. We're here to keep you updated, analyze every move, and get you ready for what promises to be an unforgettable season. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What is your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates. So stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Thanks for watching, and as always, let us go Cowboys.